what's going on, everybody? My name is Michael Levant, and in this video we're going to break down Sosivio, which is a resource optimization tool that you can use in your Kubernetes environment to ensure what's running is actually supposed to be running. And we're going to get everything installed in under 5 minutes. It's a pretty quick process. Now, really quick, before we jump into the hands-on piece, let's talk about why you would even want to use resource optimization. And I would say there are two key reasons. So the first reason that you want to care about this is a simple fact of cost. So if your resources, or rather if your clusters, if your pods, if your Kubernetes resources are using too many resources at the hardware level, so CPU, memory, storage, costs are going to go up in the cloud. And a lot of the time when Kubernetes resources are utilizing hardware resources, they actually don't need as much as they take. So you can actually set limits and requests and quotas and all that fun stuff. But resource optimization is going to help you with that cost piece. Now, the other part is it's going to help you from a troubleshooting perspective. So just at a very high level, let's think about, for example, like a memory leak in your application. If you have a memory leak in your code and you throw a pod on Kubernetes and you don't have limits, requests, quotas, or proper resource optimization set up, it's just going to keep taking memory, keep taking memory, keep taking memory. And you're not going to know why. Before you know it, you're going to have this bill and you're going to be like, oh, maybe this is normal. But little do you know, you actually have a bug in your code. And again, that's just a high level example, but a pretty good one that I think most of us can relate to. So with that, let's dive into the Kubernetes environment and we're going to implement Sosivio. So the first thing you're going to want to do if you haven't done so already is you're going to want to go to this sosiv.io/app/download page. And what that's going to do is it's going to take you to a location where you can download Sosivio based on your operating system. And what I mean by that is you're going to run through an installation and it's going to connect to your current kube config, which allows you to do the configuration right on your local terminal. So I'm on a Mac, for example, so I have the Mac installer. So I'm going to do an ls here. And as you can see, I have the binary right here. All right. But when you download it, you're going to have the tar and then you can untar it and then you're able to run the installer. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run the installer. All right, now notice here, it's going to ask us where we're running. So I'm currently running an AKS cluster. If I just show that to you here really quick, kubectl, get nodes, ignore that, sorry, that's just me playing around with my kube config a little bit, but you can see the nodes right here, okay? So I have 3 AKS nodes running version 1.26 of Kubernetes. So because I'm an AKS, I'm going to choose the option 3. And then I'm going to give it a name, AKS environment 01. I'm going to choose the default registry. And then for this, you can specify a domain name. And in production, you're probably going to want to do that because you can navigate to your specific domain to access all this information. But I'm running in a test environment, so I'm just going to say example.com, and I'm going to completely ignore that pretty much. All right, so now at this point, this is going to start to deploy everything for us. So we're going to give it a few moments, and then everything's going to be installed and configured. All right, so now we are all complete. Now, if I scroll up here a little bit, you're going to see that there's this URL. So if I actually had this domain, if it was legit, and if I had, a record set up and all that, I would have the ability to utilize this URL. However, because I'm in a demo environment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to access the dashboard via port forwarding. So if I just run kubectl get all namespace, you're going to see a bunch of workloads created, but really what we care about right now is to actually get to the dashboard right here. So I'm going to run kubectl port forward namespace service dashboard, and then we'll go 8080 or 8088 over 8088. All right, now notice here I also have the default credentials here. So let me just head over to a web browser really quick and get this thing up. All right, and we can see after just putting in 127.0.0.1 over 80.88 admin, let's get our password. And as you can see, we are now officially at the dashboard. And this is how you can get the platform up and running on any Kubernetes cluster. The whole process is always going to be the same. The only difference is going to be where you're installing that initial binary to do all that terminal work. Now, in the videos to follow and the blogs to follow, because there's going to be a few blogs and a few videos, we're going to be diving deeper and deeper into Sosivio so you can see everything that the platform has to offer. With that, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you again next time.